Want to talk some quartering with me?
Oh yeah, I'd love to get into Jeremy. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's get into Jeremy.
Do you know Jeremy? Have you met him?
I have, and I've always been friendly with Jeremy. I'm not like real close friends with Jeremy, but I will say this: that he is an internet veteran. He's been doing this a long time.
I know. So why is he so bad at this? He's navigating this horribly.
When it rains, it pours. At first, he was getting a little hate from the Keno Casino audience, and he's like, "Man, I need this to stop. I need this to stop," because it was bugging him. And so he thought by taking away their clips channel, which was like blowing up, it was really successful, that it would end it all. And I've said this is the second time me saying this. It got the opposite of the intended effect. It only made them bigger. And he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have tried to deplatform him, especially a guy that goes. And this is the other thing. They even mentioned it on Candace Owens, mentioned it on her show, what Jeremy's going through. Jeremy goes in and attacks people all the time. So if you're going to get attacked, you can't be punitive and try to get people kicked off. It's, you're doing it too. I mean, so you got to let it.
He spurgs out. I was just listening to Camelot had Sydney Watson on, who's a former co-host of his, and she's been silent about him for 18 months or something like that. But now that all this is coming out, people are like, "Hey, what's your experience with this guy?" And he gets wasted at night and has these wild phone calls, and it's just like loses control, according to her. And they're like pretty close working together. And so like we wouldn't know about this shit, but Jeremy can't control himself. Now he's quit Twitter because he can't control himself on Twitter. So we talked about
Let me give you my inside baseball. I don't even know if I was going to say this, but I will say this. I mentioned earlier how I'm friends with Tim. And Tim, a lot of people have different opinions. They think he's like an asshole. Tim Poole? Yeah, Tim Poole. He's actually a really laid back guy, likes to play poker. He's one of my best friends. And for some reason, when Tim got swatted, and maybe this is a good idea, Jeremy went viral for buying all these $100 ads for his coffee company. Like, do you remember that at all? When the first time when Tim got swatted? And some people were critical. Some people thought it was funny. Tim kind of thought it was funny. But then I keep seeing TheQuartering kind of takes all these cheap shots at Tim, like Hannah Claire, the girl that got let go. TheQuartering immediately hired her to be his co-host, and he did that on purpose, trying to take some of.
He's so jealous of Tim Poole.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He does not. He acts like he's friends with Tim Poole, but he's really frenemies, and that's been my only issue. I don't like any of this news stuff, but I always kind of. Because I know one thing, you can criticize Tim's political viewpoints, but Tim actually is not trying to cancel people. He actually tries to help people. He tries to help me. He invites people on his show that have big followings, and he has people that have small followings. My point is, I know that it was Jeremy hiring his ex-employees, not Tim hiring Jeremy's ex-employees.
Right.
So, like, it's just weird that Jeremy was trying to do that, and he kind of gave it this veneer, it's just friends. I just like we have similar audiences. But I think it was a little more conniving and not just trying to be a good old jolly nice guy trying to help out Tim's employees. I thought he was trying to troll Tim a little bit. That's how I took it.
It's come out Jeremy's not a great guy. I think that's the consensus. And he's realizing himself that he needs to calm down.
Imagine holding a leftist struggle session and thinking they're good guys. I felt so bad for her. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just not going to do any drama. Again, people are like, where's your Twitter? Twitter was not good for me. I was getting sucked in. I was getting sucked in to it and being cringe, and it was bad. And but I did see what they did to Chrissy, and that was dumb. Can't wait to see Chrissy on the channel, though. Been a while. I don't know. I haven't heard from her. I hope.
So Chrissy started off her show on Sunday night, the one where she brought on Brittany, saying, disavowing TheQuartering. I'm going to be honest with you, unlike TheQuartering, striking channels is bullshit. So all of a sudden, from not knowing anything about it on Wednesday night with Melanie Mack and being confused by the whole thing, a few days later, she's like totally shunning TheQuartering. So she's already decided she's done with Jeremy. And Jeremy's just like, yeah, maybe she'll come back. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think Chrissy was being a little coy, acting like she didn't know the drama. She might not have known all of it, but she definitely knew having Melanie Mack on there was drama. I will say this. This is the only thing I think Jeremy can do to fix this situation, and I don't think he's going to do it. he has to have some money saved up. He needs to go off the internet for 60 to 90 days and lose weight. And I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding, because everybody's in bash him, but he needs to lose about 50 pounds, get on Retta or Ozempic or whatever. Because if
get on a treadmill,
get on a treadmill. But I'm saying, if he tries to act like, if he tries to do the Christian LARP, it's not going to work.
He's doing that. Yeah,
I know that's it. That he probably gets a little sympathy and a little support by doing that. But what I'm saying is, if he really wants to shut up the haters, he needs to take a step back and get dialed in, get off the alcohol, and lose 30 or 40 pounds, and come back as a new Jeremy. Then we might believe that he's changed. But until he changes,
but what's his talent though? Like I've gone back
stealing content, stealing
right. I review podcasts for a living. We covered TheQuartering not that long ago, before all of this blew up, and his content is boring. He doesn't add anything. He reads these articles. He says like, I'm gonna hire a staff of people and put in some B-roll and make these videos more interesting, and then he doesn't. He doesn't do anything.
Jeremy's most famous thing, the thing he got the most clicks for, was going after that actress Brie Larson. And so you made 1,000 videos on Brie Larson, and you're going to get mad at the Kino Casino for making 1,000 videos about you?
Right.
Come on, dude. You do this. You do this too, dude. You know how the game is played.
I hope she just has her job back after. I hope that she just has her job back after.
So I think he's talking about Friday Night Tights. Do you think Chrissy will ever be back on that?
I mean, it depends on how punitive Gary wants to be. After all the backlash, that's the problem, is that the clip going viral and then Jeremy defending the clip, it was all, then you had to get Gary, quarterback Gary got involved. That all made it worse for Chrissy. If this would have been not so public and him not having her on the show, if nobody would have known, but because it became such a issue when it was a non-issue, now I feel like he might have to double down and be like, we need to distance ourselves at least for a while. And then how does he bring her back? Which I think he could. I'm not saying that he won't, but now that's a little awkward. Then we got to address the elephant in the room. So he might kind of kick that can down the road. So I don't know. I think the chances are that he's going to have her back. I think he will, but I think he's going to wait a little while.
Yeah, I think he had to wait it out, right? Yeah. Weather the storm a little bit.
What she had to go through, I can get Chrissy to fill in, but I don't want to cause any more problems for Chrissy. So let's just let her be.
You caused her a lot. You caused her a shit ton.
No shit.
When he defended,
Chrissy put herself in that situation. But.
She did, but it made it so much worse when he quote tweeted him and was like, "I thought they were First Amendment, blah 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 blah." Like, he was trying to white knight for Chrissy, and it just made Chrissy look worse. If Chrissy would have had him not defend her, she would have been in a lot better situation. But that made everybody have to react and go after.
That's what I mean. When you're like, Jeremy's been around forever. He's a veteran on this. How does he not know how any of this works? He's making everything worse for himself and the people who are, trying to help him out.
Carl, you know this. If you followed your own advice, you'd be the most successsul man in the world. If I followed my own advice, I would be the most successful.
I know what you mean.
You're only made it worse.
Follow our own advice.
I don't want to, everyone else is getting all this bullshit and it sucks for them. And the best thing I can do is just, let everyone be. I don't want to, I wish everyone the best.
Sure.
I wish everyone the best.
God, way to say nothing. I wish everyone the best. What does that even mean?
He doesn't wish everybody the best. He wants Kino Casino deplatformed. He wants Yellow Flash off the internet.
Yep.
So, and unless Jeremy decides to do, maybe not rehab, but basically he needs to go to rehab and come back and look different and be in shape or better shape, nobody's going to take him seriously. He has to take a step back.
All right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So he's on with his co-host Melanie Mack here from This Week. And he's talking about how he quit X and why he did that with Melanie.
Will Anthony, I'm rooting for you guys. Those gay trolls need to touch some grass. Hey, I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Will.
all the extra kind words. And, when you watch the videos, taking a little extra time to make sure to leave a like on it. And, that goes a long way. This too shall pass. I have been praying a lot every single day now, sometimes twice a day.
He's doing all the lol cow stuff right now. He's like, come on, guys. You guys are on my side, right? You got to hit the like. God's on my side. I'm trying to do that. And listen to Melanie in this clip. She's the biggest cheerleader. It comes across as almost like she's trolling him. If I didn't know any better, I would think that she was fucking with him, making fun of him to his face.
To try and just keep my mind off it. Because, as people know, I left social media, which has been It's only been a couple of days, but I already feel like
time out there. Pause real quick.
Yeah.
You didn't leave social media, Jeremy. If you're on a live stream on YouTube, I hate to break it to you. YouTube is another social media platform.
Not only that, the irony of this clip, the thing that's amazing about this, Alex, is he's talking about how he deleted his X account. They're currently looking at X.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's on a burner account. See, if you actually leave the internet, Jeremy, that means you're not on YouTube, you're not on Facebook, you're not on Twitter, you're not on Instagram. That's leaving the internet. You deactivating your Twitter temporarily is not leaving the internet.
Right. Sorry. And he's looking at X right here, and it says, he's looking at the persistence, and he's following, and they're following him back. So this isn't like a brand new account that he started. You know what I mean? So
he's so full of shit. He's looking at Twitter saying, I would be like, Jeremy, if you're watching this, dude, how can I defend you, dude? You're saying you're off Twitter while you're fucking on Twitter.
We're on Twitter currently, you idiot.
I feel way less pull to be checking it.
And don't let anybody make you feel bad about leaving social media. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do for your own, just for yourself. And because hey, if this is getting to you, it's good to flee from it. So what you need to do until you feel like you're ready. Otherwise, I think that's great.
Good stuff.
Yeah. You guys, you can still find me in Discord though, guys.
Okay, great.
And Carl, I'm not trying to be ignorant though, but why are people mad at Melanie because she's not holding him accountable? Because I saw her in a couple comments getting hated on. But what is her most egregious thing that she's done other than kind of be, defending Jeremy? Has she actually done anything?
She has defended him. She's on the payroll. And listen, I think what Jeremy has done is egregious, and he deserves a lot of the shit that he's getting. But it's also just turned into a giant hate mob. Yeah. And the pitchforks are out now at this point. So they're just stabbing anyone who's standing in the way. You know what I mean? It's gotten to the point. And Kino Casino's done a brilliant job of getting people revved up. They're the best
right now. They have the triangle. PPP is so fucking funny with that triangle. It's so fucking.
I got it. Hats off to PPP and Worski. They're killing it over there in Kino Casino. The 10-hour stream, I watched most of it this week. I'm all in on this. It's hilarious. But listen to what Jeremy says. So to your point you were making before, he's got to get off the internet, lose some weight, stop drinking. He agrees. I think.
My thing is just having more time to. I'm also I'm doing a triple detox, so no X, no liquor, no nicotine. So
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's been 4 days.
Do you see why people don't like Melanie? This is so lame. It's Jesus Christ, relax, Melanie. He hasn't done anything.
I could see she's being a little cheesy, but I would argue that, dude, Jeremy, you need to be using all the nicotine you can handle right now. Just to get off everything else. I don't think you actually if nicotine will make you not eat a cheeseburger, if nicotine will kind of chill you out for a second, have all the nicotine you want, Jeremy.
That's great. That's great.
All those things were feeding into each other. So it's just cut that, stop being cringe on social media, cut the liquor. Which I think, there's the lore about how much I drink versus how much I actually drink. But
you never want to have to say that. Well, people think I drink a ton. I only drink a lot.
Yeah. His drinking history is very weird because there's one where I saw a clip where he's clearly drunk on a podcast. He's like, "Oh, I haven't drinking today," and he's wasted. So
it's
I don't
a
know why.
Zubak move.
Yeah, exactly. But I will defend Melanie, and this is a little shot at her, but I'm not trying to take a huge shot. Melanie is a hot girl, so she's used to guys simping for her, and Jeremy is the world's biggest simp. So I think she talks to him like she talks to her simps, where she's like, "Oh, that's so cute. That's so nice." That's just how she talks to him because she knows that Jeremy likes her, and so that's how she deals with the guys that are obviously sexually attracted to her and like her for her looks, and maybe likes her personality too. But that's how she talks to simps. She's going to be nice. She realizes as an attractive woman, you shouldn't alienate the simps. You should try to get them to like you. And I think that's why Melanie is so nice and almost kind of like a mom to him a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense. I've told this story multiple times, but since I'm talking to you and I were both at Chrissy Mayer's wedding, and that was the time I got to meet Melanie Mack, and I walked right over to her and introduced myself, hoping she'd be like, "Holy shit, Carl, from one of these podcasts." I got nothing. I was like, all right.
She acted like she didn't even know you. Yeah,
no, she did it, which is fine. Why would she? But I was like, okay. Nice to meet you.
Clips, but that is another thing. You were probably not simping. If you would have simped for her, she probably would have been like, "Oh, hey, Carl."
You're right. God damn it, I fucked up. I should have been more of a simp.
But I think Melanie out of Jeremy, out of the two, Melanie means well too. Like Jeremy doesn't necessarily mean as well. He's hiring temples, less employees. I don't think Melanie Mack is for cancellation or all the stuff that Jeremy's doing. So that's why I don't want to.
Well, she should speak out more then, because she's not doing that.
Well, this is another thing though, Carl, and you've been in this situation where I saw somebody in the chat. Oh, you can't criticize your friends. Yes, you can kind of privately criticize your friends more, but publicly on a podcast, even if you disagree with somebody you've been co-hosting with for a long time, it's hard to do that. It's hard to be like, hey, you're doing it wrong on a public platform. So it's not as easy as her being like, hey, you're an idiot, Jeremy, even though that's what we all want. We all want that.
Yeah.
But their interpersonal relationship, that's too awkward for her to do that. And that's why we don't understand that awkward feeling that she's having and why she's not saying it.
And people will give me shit, but I've been very critical of Shuli for striking Mentor Math. I did not realize until Mentor Math was on Centering John last month that they gave him 3 strikes and took his channel down. So I've asked Shuli about that directly. He's not answered that question. He won't until after the
the biggest bullshit is that Karmic lost his channel, dude. We need Karmic's channel back. That was ridiculous,
dude. I mean, he said some of the most heinous shit about me specifically, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy. Yeah, he's like another guy that's one level above being homeless, and God bless him for that. I mean, what do you
and again, rural Minnesota. What is wrong with people in rural Minnesota? They're all fucking crazy.
Dude, it's. I mean. Okay, not that Rochester's that much better, but Rochester's a lot better than rural Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like they're literally Minneapolis is the biggest city, and they go to Minneapolis. It's run by Somalis, so like they have nowhere to run to. So I would just say that Karmic, these guys, when you mess with a homeless person and they call you the N-word or they call you something, that's just how homeless people operate. So when you're messing with somebody that has nothing to lose, that's usually the most dangerous person to mess with.
Alex, I want to play one more clip for you. I know you have to go, and you've been very gracious with your time today, so thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate you having me. It's always fun to come on.
You've been fantastic.
Come on and talk.
But since we're talking about Keno Casino, this is what PPP was laying out there, and I agree with them. I have examples of what he's talking about.
Oh, what the moment you start focusing on the trolls and defeating the trolls, and he's like asking for super chats to own the trolls, you've become DSP. Like, the content is no longer in service of your audience that likes you. It's now in service to the trolls and trying to defeat the trolls. And what happens when you do that is all of your actual audience goes away or becomes converted into trolls.
Very well said. I've seen this happen time and time again. You saw it happen with Aaron Imholt. That's why he's on a blocking spree for so long. Centering John, obviously, this happened to him. It's like you can't devote your show to just saying like, well, Shuli knew, and Lady K likes men, or whatever the fuck he's saying about all of us nonstop. It's just like, well, just do your content then. If you're so great, then just do what people enjoy about you. Don't get into the drama. And that's what TheQuartering is doing right now. As PPP points out, it's like it's too much about the hate that he's getting and not enough about like, all right, well then why should people watch your show? Is it you have some cool conservative views that we haven't heard somewhere else? What do you got?
To be fair, I like watching DSP get mad at his chat, and my favorite guy is Wings of Redemption. I know he's on the Dabbleverse, but Wings of Redemption used to be so big, and it's all negative comments, and it's so fucking funny to watch. So I love.
But that's the exact point that PPP is making. Like the fact that TheQuartering is turning into Dark Side Phil. Yeah, right. It's like, dude, there's no coming back from that. Once that conversion happens, it's over. Now you're just Chris Chan for the rest of your
You're a lolcow. And a lot of people get accused of being a lolcow, but Jeremy has actually become one now. And the only way he changes that, he has to change his physical appearance, and he has to take a full break from social media. That includes YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Rumble. You cannot be going live. You have to take a sabbatical.